Welcome to Trevor White Sailing, back on TinTin. We're still in Port Vila and it's windy. You can hear the wind generator whirling away up there. Every now and again it gets a little loud. But yeah, sometimes it does blow its ass off here in Vila, and today is one of those days. So cheers. What have I been doing? I have been getting my balls busted by my engine. My engine has been literally working me over. I probably lost a few kilos in sweat on that engine, and yeah, I'm running out of time. I have to leave Port Vila and Vanuatu very soon. I've got about a week and a half left, and yeah, I have to get the boat ready, and the boat is not ready. It is slightly stressful. Plus, I have the beautiful Fiona coming back, joining TinTin, who is demanding that we go and visit a war zone on the way back to New Zealand. So, in addition to getting the engine going, having a ridiculously short timeline to leave the country, finding a weather window that is going to be suitable to leave the country in that short time frame, you know, I need to go to a war zone, and the closest one is Noumea. Well, it's not really a war zone, it's more a conflict zone. So, it was pretty touchy for a while. The local indigenous population had rioted. I've been researching this, so I'm establishing a bit more information. Rioted, they'd burned down half of Noumea Township, I'm led to believe. Haven't been there yet. It's a bit hard to get information. Spoke to a few yachties who were there. They had to leave very quickly, otherwise there was threats of yachts being burned to the waterline in the marina. And having not been to the marina, I don't know what the security's like. I know that there's something like 6,000 to 8,000 police and military now in Noumea and New Caledonia. I know there's parts of New Caledonia that are no longer considered safe for yachts to visit, but it's really hard to get information. Essentially, I think that's a way of stopping people from visiting, but we're going, rum and all. So off to Noumea, if I can get this boat going, and that is the challenge. Otherwise, I've been told that I won't get an extension. So I'm on a fucking massive timeline to get this goddamn engine running properly, and Fiona's actually bringing some parts in that I need. So like, she's going to arrive, and I think we've got 2 to 3 days before we have to be out of the country. I might be able to squeeze a couple of days grace before they start finding me, and then I'm going to have to fly out of the country, probably a quick flight to Australia and back. I've been looking. It's probably the cheapest flight. It's not cheap. It's like $1,000 return at short notice. So yeah, bring on more rum. That's what I say. And fun times. If it's not stressful, it's not worth doing. So the engine is still problematic. It's I've got oil pressure problems, I've got overheating problems, I've got rubber seals and rubber components that are failing. Every time I look, there seems to be another one. I'm working my way through them. I haven't even got to the rest of the boat, so I'm hoping the rest of the boat's actually in good nick. Haven't got to anything, cosmetic. The boat looks like shit. It's been, just sailed hard for the last few months around Vanuatu. So the stainless needs a bit of a spruce up. There's a lot of fittings and fixtures need a once over. I'd love to go up the mast and check that out, but every day I'm on the engine, it would appear, and if I'm not doing that, I'm trumping my ass all over Port Vila trying to find parts, and oh my god, it's frustrating. If I could find a guy who said I know where everything is, I would hire him and go around with him and get the parts I need, but it's not that easy. I mean, some guys are really helpful, they'll point you in the right direction, but then when you get there you find that the part's not quite the right size. Like, I've got a water hose that's about to fail. It's 22 millimeters. You think I can find a 22 millimeter hose in this country? Not a fucking chance. I've ended up buying a small bike tube, and I'm going to pull it inside out. I'm going to double it over, and if that hose fails, then I'm going to stick it over the top of that hose and put hose clamps on it and hope that it will get me through to New Zealand. Because I bought cheap hoses, they won't stretch. I bought expensive, good quality hoses that are like 20, 21 mil, but they just won't go to 22 mil. They won't stay on. I can't stretch them. I've done hair dryers, hot water. Yeah, it's a problem when you buy good quality. It stays at what it's supposed to be. Who would have thought? But anyway, here we are. I had a shave. I needed a little pick-me-up. So shave, haircut, fuck, works every time. If I had boots, I'd probably polish them. But working through the problems. Looking forward to Fiona arriving in Port Vila. I just hope that I don't have to fly out and leave her with the boat. I'm hoping that Noumea, doesn't turn into a complete shit fight. There's a referendum coming up, and we're going to arrive, just before or at that time. So it could be really fucking interesting. And I don't know enough about it. I've never been there. I have a look on Google Earth. I've done a bit of research. Talked to as many people as I can. People are cagey. They're not giving too much information out in country. It's just difficult to get information. I think if I spoke French, I'd probably have greater success. As it's a French-speaking country. But you just do what you can. But my main concern right now is getting TinTin seaworthy. I don't particularly want to be trying to leave Vanuatu with the dinghy tied to the side and my little 10 horsepower pushing my ass out there. That would be really challenging because the ocean stuff's not such a big deal, and as soon as you leave Port Vila, and it's quite a big bay, you could tack your way down there without too many dramas. I mean, people did it for hundreds of years, probably thousands when you start talking about the early explorers of the Pacific. But getting into Noumea has its own challenges. It is about a 40-mile passage from entering on the eastern side, coming around through the reefs up into Noumea, and there's a couple of really tight passes you've got to go through. They're not super tight. I mean, they're probably 500 metres wide, but 500 metres without a motor, that's a little challenging. That's some really tight tacks if you've got wind, and they're quite steep hills. You're not going to get the wind in there. It's going to be doing all sorts of crazy shit. TinTin sails okay, but it's no fucking little sports yacht. It's a cruising boat. It needs a decent bit of wind to push her along, and it's got currents as well. So getting through there with a dinghy tied to the side and outboard, worst case at night, you'd really want to be stacking up on the rum to do that shit. So I might have to pack a bottle just in case. I'm almost out again. But hey, this is sailing. It's what we do. We get up every day and we deal with the problems we find, and then we move over the fuck out of things, or sometimes they just work. Lately, I've been opening MacGyver 101, and I've been just trying to work out how to keep shit going. I have got so many dodgy things going on this engine at the moment. It's ridiculous. I really don't know what to do with it. It's just unlucky, just having a bit of a bad moment, and it's just fucking with me, or it's on its last legs. I'm starting to weigh up whether I rebuild it, or maybe I start looking for a new engine. And I like this engine. This engine has been a reliable old clunker. Super reliable engine. It's not flash, it's not pretty, but it has been very reliable. And truth be known, I would rebuild it. I like the simplicity of it. It's like an old Massey Ferguson tractor. It is dead simple. But at the moment, it might as well be a fucking computer-controlled space engine, you know, because I just can't seem to get on top of it. But we will persist. I have a little bit of time left. Hopefully Fiona brings me luck and some engine parts, and with those I will be able to get TinTin, Fiona, myself, a bottle of rum, and my lucky St. Christopher medal to Noumea, into a war zone or a conflict zone, and safely into ports, where we will clear in and we will drink French coffee, eat croissants, maybe drink a little French wine, maybe get a little pissed, and have a look around and see see what's left of Noumea. Hoping to do some exploring when we get there. Really don't know. I don't know what restrictions there are on the country. I mean, there's so many places. There's obviously some restrictions, and what I read, there's places you just can't go to, or islands that are no longer friendly to visitors or yachties. So if they're putting that out there, it's probably best not to go there and agitate people. But sometimes I may just have to go there if I'm having problems with energy. So yeah, interesting times. You know, that's what I love about boating and sailing and cruising. You never know what you're going to be dealing with. So yeah, thought I'd just give you an update. You know, needed a break from working on stuff. Thought I'd sit down and have a chat. Afternoon drink, and yeah, I might go over to the yacht club and have a couple of sundowners. Anyway, stay safe. See you out there, and wish me luck.